public records, going to the county recorder's office, and all these entities that she'd never heard of that had nothing to do with her loan whatsoever kept popping up. And the name of some of those entities are the they were people nobody ever heard of. And so she was rude enough to ask them who they were, and they would never answer.
All right, listen, I want to ask you guys to hang on for 1 second. I want to introduce another voice to this conversation. From California to Florida we go. Last week we introduced you to Nancy Giacobini, another story we first were able to bring onto the national stage on this program. Nancy was struggling with her mortgage payments but was not yet at the foreclosure stage. So you can imagine her terror when the bank came to change the locks on her house. In her particular instance, you do not have to imagine that, because it all played out on this 911 call.
You hear somebody trying to open the front door?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am?
My alarm is going off.
Stories like Nancy's leading Florida's Attorney General to start issuing subpoenas demanding any and all documentation that could prove unfair and deceptive trade practices, unconscionable acts, and unfair competition. Matt Widener is Nancy's lawyer. He says to expect bombshell details once these documents see the light of day. Very specifically, Matt, what information do you believe will be disclosed?
I think we're going to continue to find that what these banks have done all across this country and the way that they've victimized consumers all across this country is going to fundamentally destabilize real estate markets all across this country. You know, Dylan, I want to give you a lot of credit because you first brought this story to the nation's attention, and about the same time, Congressman Alan Grayson has been calling for attention on these issues. But I want to make it clear that you brought this to the attention of America. Since then, our Congressman Grayson has ramped up the heat and the pressure on these banks and institutions. We just had a press conference with Congressman Grayson at Nancy Giacobini's property where he demanded investigations of all these institutions.
Danielle, what is hold on 1 second, Michael. Danielle, if you were to look at real life, aside from all the lawyers, aside from all the politicians, can you just give us a little bit of a sense of how disruptive this has been to your family and your life? And as this is not some sort of TV drama, this is the lives of not only you but millions of Americans.
Oh, absolutely. And it has been terribly disruptive. For the last year, we have not known when we're going to be out on the streets, where we're going to go when we are. And just listening to the coverage that you just did, I had